could flee the night, flee the night into paradise. We could flee the night.
Hello friends, come on in, take a seat. Just kidding. Getting set up here. Guys, today is probably, maybe, the last day of this format. I'm announcing our new format today. I'm pretty excited. Alrighty, let's see here. It's good to go. Hello, Mom and Dad. Hello, Piyush. Bringing up my comments. You guys know the drill. Okay. Making sure that works. Hello, Mom and Dad. Thank you. Ooh. Hello, Kristen. Awesome. Yes, it is 1 o'clock here in Chicago. All right, guys, let's kick off the show. Hello, welcome to a new week. I'm Lynn Clementi Hicks. This is Baby Talk, and guys, I have some great stuff to share with you today. I did a lot of work over the weekend preparing so many great things for Baby Talk. I am just absolutely, I am just absolutely so like beaming with excitement to share with you. I don't like, okay, stay organized, Lynn. You've got this. Okay. So hello, oh, Paul's here too, watching. Hey, Paul. Oh, gotta get my, there we go, professional. Yeah, the plant moved. I did. I did a little bit of work in the studio, guys. Okay. I did, let's get that down. So I moved the filing cabinet. It was moving, it was holding a bunch of plants, but it was making it so that this chair was in a very awkward place. And I wanted some more room so I could just walk right up to my desk here. And then, yeah, I moved my plants over there. I don't know. I might put in like a little tiny shelf over there. I'm not sure, but things are going to start moving. And I'm like, I spent literally like 10 hours this weekend, like probably 5 hours on Saturday, 5 hours on Sunday painting this damn paint by number painting. And it doesn't look any different to you guys. I don't think it looks at all any different to you, but it's okay. I'm fine with that. It will get done. Progress has been made and it made me feel good. And thank you, Piyush. I'm glad that someone's cheering me on over here. I appreciate that a lot. So, okay, that's not all that I'm excited about. So that's just one thing, okay? While I was painting, that is how I got into my zone. That is where I spent a lot of time thinking about what we are doing here. And Ashley, who is the person I talked about last week, who, when in my moment of getting the news about our embryo count, which was just one, you know, she in that moment flipped my brain from going, you know, oh my God, this is horrible, to, oh my God, this is amazing, you got one. So Ashley saw that she watched the replay last week when I was, you know, talking about that and sharing that story and how it was an inspiration for the direction of this. You know, and that was kind of like where we planted the seed of like, this is all about support. And this is the content I want to show up and give to you guys. You know, I want to be your support system. I want to be able to help you with getting through those dark times and making sure that you don't wallow in the negativity and the what's wrong with me. So I told that to Ashley, or she messaged me after she saw it, and she's like, I just want you to know that you did that for me already. Like I was already like very alone for like a year of my journey, and when I saw you, it started to make me feel better about things. I'm like, how is that possible when what she did for me was just so amazing? You know, that she had that positive outlook. I'm like, how did you, like, it was just, so we kind of like, we were in it together, and it just made me drive even further into this direction. of building this support. So I took out my notebook after, I was painting and letting my mind get kind of like wander into all this. I filled up pages of my notebook of content ideas. And the thing that kept recurring was simply helping you guys build a support system. And it seems so basic. It seems so obvious. But the truth of it is it's not that basic and obvious. So I put this to the test. Here's what I did. I went into a Facebook page, a Facebook group. It's the IVF support group on Facebook. And I put a post in there that simply said, hey guys, did you share your journey with your families? And if so, what was their reaction? I didn't know what kind of response I'd get, but as soon as one person responded and they said, oh yeah, I shared it with them, and they were really supportive. And I said, little heart symbol, love it. That's so great to hear. I'm, happy to hear that. Then the next person commented and said, oh yeah, I shared it. It was only my mother-in-law who wasn't on board with it. And so I liked it and commented. I'm like, hey, do you mind sharing? Do you think, where do you think her support didn't come from? So I started responding to each comment, and somehow in the algorithms, it pushed my post up where, there are like 30 people who have answered this question on there, genuinely. And I still haven't gone through all the ones that have come in since last night. But what I'm seeing from all of these responses is the wide array of how that looks for everybody, right? It can be super supportive, like no questions asked. The family is just like, wow, we're here for you. That's it. Then there's the other end where they're super supportive, but they have a million questions and it's almost overwhelming and you regret telling them because you're just tired of answering all the questions, or maybe you don't have all the answers to their questions and it's just like too much. But guys, I think I can help guide this whole system so that you have the support, because I do not want women to feel alone. I do not want couples to feel alone as they go through this. This is too scary and too big of a deal to go through alone. When we're planning a wedding, right? Most of us plan usually a bigger wedding or reception or whatever it may be. And whether you have a wedding planner or not, you probably have bridesmaids. Okay? And I know I'm going to speak to the girls out there today, but you've got bridesmaids, right? Why? Because you just have best friends and want to party with them? No. There's a lot going on. There's emotions in event planning and all the decisions you have to make along the way. Do you see where I'm going with this? Why don't we have bridesmaids for our fertility journey? Why isn't that like, hey, you're about to be a mom. This is the last time that we're all going to hang out as, mom free. Let's go on a bachelorette party. But it wouldn't be a bachelorette party. It would be like a, pre-mom party. I think, when we had Caitlin and Danny on as guests and they talked about their best friend thing, they talked about how they actually did that. They went on vacation before the baby came. So I'm going to check the comments here, and then I'm going to really give you kind of like the high level view of what this support system that I'm going to be working on you with is going to look like. And honestly, if you're not going through a fertility journey or infertility journey, this support system probably could be applied to anything. So no matter what you're going through, whatever the biggest thing you're going through right now in your life, you can probably start to build a support system based on the things I'm going to teach you. Okay? Alrighty. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Thanks, Piyush, cheering me on for the progress that I'm making here. I definitely appreciate that a lot. That's awesome. So the paint by number, you have one of your dog. Did you finish it, Kristen? Did you ever get it done, and did it turn out well? I get targeted those ads so hard on Facebook, and the diamond painting ones too. I did one of those as well. They do take forever. I've seriously been working on this since 2017. When Bert and I got married, we went to Paris on our honeymoon, and I found this paint by number, not in Paris, but like after the fact, and I was just looking for something to kind of do in my free time, not realizing it would take me like 700 hours. In Paris, there was this walkway down the river, and when I saw the paint by number, like what it's supposed to look like, I'm like, oh my God, that's, really captures that moment, from our honeymoon. So I've been working on this. I don't know what the hang up is, but I've been working on it here and there. Good. Mom and Dad sees progress. I appreciate that, guys. Spark sending good vibes. Appreciate it. I know that that's an emoji somewhere, but it's this guy. I like that guy. Thanks, Spark. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, if you do anything from the heart, it pays off. I wholeheartedly agree with that, Piyush. 100%. Bedesmaids? I think we can keep working on it. I like where your head's at. I like it. Yeah, Spark, it's okay. You know, just channel your inner lady, and you can stick around and listen. We'll have this heart to heart here. Okay, hold on. Conceptuaries. Well, if it's hard to say, it's probably not going to stick. Oh, hello, Joe. Hey, Kelly! Speaking of my support group. Hey, Kelly. You're the bestest friend ever. I love you. Oh my god. Embryos. Embryos. Oh my god. Yes. Oh my god. Get your tail out of here, Joseph. Oh my god. Embryos. I think that's our top contender right now. Oh my god. I love it. I'm so glad that that comment box is covering my cat's butt. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. No, still a work in progress. My brother-in-law got for me for Christmas a couple years ago. I'm planning on really working on it during my 2-week wait. That's, yeah, such a good idea. All right, buddy. Say hi, say bye. This is done. Go on, bye-bye. Oh my god, sorry. Oh, Kristen, I gotta write that down. I know. Okay. Paint by number. I know. Okay. I think we can keep working on it. That's the most teachery thing to say ever. Paul, I'm good at the, I've learned from you not to just, shut things down. It's yes but sometimes it's like, yeah, and let's keep thinking about it. Guys, in case you don't know, Paul is like the master of improv and teaches, and I've been taking a few of his classes, and it's been helping. Okay, so here's a high level of what I envision the support system to be. And the reason I want to share it with you guys now, today, is I'd love your feedback on this, okay? So in my mind, we have 5 points of support. Now, these are 5 roles, and it doesn't mean you only need one person in each of those roles. It could, in some of these, to be honest, might not be a person, okay? So let's dive in. Number 1, accountability. Who is going to hold you accountable, right? Now, this might be something that you don't need someone really to do for you. Maybe this is something like a tracker or an app or simply a system, okay? So it is something you've created for yourself or someone that you've asked to help you with this to make sure that things get done, okay? So that might be a planner. It could be, your Google Calendar, whatever it may be. But we are going to talk about accountability and how you are keeping up with all the things that you need to keep up with, okay? All right, number 2 is someone who's been through it before. This is really important because you could have the most supportive best friend in the entire world, and she would do anything for you, or he. And you might be going through something that's very specific to this journey. And yeah, they'll be there for you to listen and everything. But having someone that's actually been through it to understand what things mean without you having to explain it, or even better, someone that can help you understand it because you don't yet, that is a very key part of your support group. Now, if you don't have someone in that group or in that category, I want to help you connect with somebody that can be that point person. But another thing, like I said, doesn't have to be a person. It can be a group. So, for example, a Facebook support group for IVF could be in this category. So someone who's been there. Now, number 3 is education. Somebody that can actually... What is your source for learning all the things that come along with this journey, right? Or are you kind of just going with whatever the doctor tells you? That's not going to be very effective. So what resources are you reading, engaging in? Who can you turn to when you really need, to be taught something? in this journey, right? Is it YouTube channels? Is it a group? Again, those Facebook support groups are super handy when you have a very specific question. You'll probably get, 20 answers, though they may be just coming from other people that, from their point of view, it might not actually answer a very like medical, or specific question about your journey. So education might be someone at your fertility clinic. It might be, like I said, those other channels and stuff like that. Could just be Google itself. But let's set that up so that you've got something that you can really rely on. Next is a psychological service. Okay. Now, therapist, if you've got a therapist, that's great. If you don't, and if you're not all about therapy, that's okay too. And I want to actually update this. So the psychologist and also mind body. Okay. I know that these seem very like high level. We might want to rename some of these, but bear with me. I've got just these two last ones to explain. So the psychology and mind body. So thinking about this in a positive way, or being able to dive into the emotional level or try and access the feelings that maybe you can't just conjure up. Having a deeper connection there is super important so that you're not stuffing anything and having that turn into stress or have adverse effects on your body, right? It can come out in all sorts of different ways, from injury to illness to whatever it may be, anxiety. So what we're going to do is help set up a few different ways to get that kind of care in your support system. So therapy, support groups, and again, guys, you can do acupuncture, meditation, yoga, these kinds of things. That all fits in that kind of corner of this support. And you don't just have to pick one. It can be more than one. And that'll be a big thing that we talk about in the coming episodes. And then last is purpose. Someone that will remind you of the purpose of this journey. This could very well be your partner. This could be a best friend. But their role here is to keep you on track. Okay? And you're going to need to set this very key person up with some prompts. There's going to be times maybe where you want to give up. And that person is going to need to ask you, do you want me to cheer you on or just listen? Do you want me to try and change your mind? Or do we need to work on this together? Okay? Because that person in this role needs to really not just be there for you. They really need to engage with you. Okay? So guys, let me know, what are you thinking here? How does this sound? Does one of these resonate more than others? Do you think I'm missing anything? I don't know if this is what you were expecting or not, but I kind of think about this as like, like a circular support net, and you're up high and you're climbing and stuff like that. You're climbing this infertility ladder trying to get to your goals, and these people are down at the bottom in case you slip off one of those rungs, and they're there to catch you. And the more people that you have holding that net, the larger it can be and the safer that you'll be, so that when you hit that net, maybe you'll bounce right back up to where you are on the ladder. That I just painted that picture right there on the fly. I don't know if that worked. So let me know what's resonating with you. What points in that support system would you find, do you think, to be the most beneficial? Or if there's one in there that you don't think would help really make a big difference, let me know that too. Awesome. Kristen's on board with this. These are all great, and I think it has all the key people you need. That's awesome. Awesome. Hits all the key people you need. Great. Spark really like purpose. Awesome. I'm glad. Yeah, that one was like, how do I describe this person? This is the tougher one, but I can't wait to work on that one. Improve. Are you telling Bert? Are you telling me to improve this system? Oh, improv. Improv. Acting. Paul would be so proud. I don't know if he's still out there right now, but yeah, it's all those improv skills coming to full circle here. Oh my God. I thought you were just telling me to improve, Bert. Thanks. See, Bert's always pushing me to improve. I'd love to hear from Mom and Dad. Do you think that this, or even Spark, let's see, or Piyush, if you're still listening, And Kelly, you guys aren't currently going through your infertility journey. Do you think, thinking about what you're working on the most right now, are these points of support, do you think applicable to you too? I'd love to know. Mom and Dad, you guys never answer my questions when I ask these ones, and I really would like you to today. Spark, answer that too. What are you working on? Do you think that this support system is something you have, or something you need or want? Or is this not really something you need? I see that you're there, which is awesome. Great. So this is the high level view of where we're going to be working on this. I have some, yeah, great. Okay, here we go. Okay, that comment will come through in 1 second. Here it is. So education and focus on goal are great. Awesome. Yeah. Yes, 100%. This education thing, I think this is where we, when you start with infertility, you don't know that you have infertility. When you first start out, you are, I think, unless you know that there's an underlying cause, right? Like way ahead of time. Like if you know that you have PCOS, like before you're even trying to have a kid, you might know that that's going to be a factor. But other than that, especially people with unexplained infertility, when they start, they do not know that it's going to be a long one or that it's going to be difficult. So what they do is, they're optimistic and they start just going at it, having a good time, doing what everyone thinks is the best part of making a baby. And then a few months go by and it's not working, so maybe they get some ovulation strips. But where are they getting the information on what comes next? And that's the part that I want to put out there and like make it really easy for people to find that. Provide those timelines. Hey, here's the next step if you're at this step, and try this a little bit, and here's where you want to go next. I think in my journey, I might have skipped over trying some other things more naturally. I think that I kind of, and I this is, in hindsight, when everything actually works out for me, I'm going to look back and be like, no, we did everything right or whatever. But I would have loved to consider some other like acupuncture a long time ago and see if that made a difference when we were trying naturally. Would have liked to try some more herbal things, and see if that worked too. That was never part of my journey until more recently. Okay, I've got some great comments coming in here. Let's see. Wait, did I finish that thought there? Oh, yes, I did. So education, like where are you getting that information? I did complete that thought. Okay, I'm getting better at completing my thoughts. Support system is so important for everyone. You got to have your people. Great, good. So I'm glad that even though my channel's about infertility, this could actually be helpful for a broader audience if they were to catch this. And guys, on top of this, I have been seeing more and more people who want to be a support system for someone going through it, but haven't gone through it, and they have a lot of questions. And that was one of the biggest things that was popping up in the Facebook group when I said this, is people would say, yes, I told them they had so many questions. Like half of the people said that. Some, maybe 2, 3 people said, I gave them a link to learn more about it. But I'm realizing there's not a lot of resources out there for the support. So I would also like to help create those things so that if you're going to tell your family, I'm going to show you, a few things on what to expect when you tell them or your friends or whatever, so it's not as intimidating. So that if you think it's going to be met with resistance, you are prepared with how to deal with that. And also so that if you wanted, you could say, hey, here's some information. Here's, some of the things you might be wondering about, and just have it ready. Like, let me make this so easy for you to build this support system. Okay. Oh, I'm so fired up right now. Okay. Fired up in a good way. Good way. I'm working on my career development now, and I have built a few key people I run things by for support and making decisions. This is such an applicable thing in career development. Yes, all of these points. Accountability. Are you following through on all the things that you need to do in order to grow your career? Someone who's been there before. Talk to the people who have been in that role. Education. Yep. Psychological service and mind body. That part, Kelly, I'm trying to picture you doing like yoga or something like that. It's kind of hard with 2 kids running around. But I'm curious. But you're in support groups, Facebook. I'm sorry, I'm doing a lot of thinking in my head right now, just how that part fits in for you. But you do a great job. You're a very driven woman, and I've always found you very inspiring. I think purpose is huge, because I feel like sometimes you get so tired emotionally and physically that you just want to give up. Yes, having someone remind you of that purpose. I love that. Yep. That's That part is going to be key. I run stuff by my pod and for my pod and merch all the time. You couldn't do it all alone. Sorry, I botched that comment, but yes, awesome. Oh, your podcast, your pod. I'm like, what pod? What pod are you in, Spark? I run stuff for your pod and then your merch all the time. That's awesome. Couldn't do it alone. Exactly. It's very hard working on things by yourself. Very hard. Oh, this is nice. You're trying to do virtual Pilates during your lunch breaks in your office. That's awesome. Awesome. By people. Thank you. Now you made a whole sentence, Spark. It makes a lot more sense. I appreciate it. Great job, guys. I love how you are engaging with me. Mom and Dad, I noticed that you didn't comment, and you admitted to me yesterday that you aren't doing anything else other than lunch, and you probably finished lunch in the first 10 minutes of this, so guess you're not engaging with me. How supportive is that? Look at that. Reverse guilt trips, Mom. Okay. I'm just teasing. You guys, this is awesome. And so here's the other few parts that are coming up very soon with all this. I will be first creating a PDF download worksheet. And it's going to basically be where you can write down what your support group is. I know this seems super basic and you're like, Lynn, it's all in my head. But what my experiment is here is if we actually fill out a piece of paper with it and hang it somewhere in our office, or maybe keep it, folded up in our wallet or purse or something like that, in the moments where you are getting low and need that support, you can see it on your wall or your bulletin board, or, pull it out of your wallet and just look at that list and go, okay, let me pick from what part of this support group I need right now to help pick me up, right? And guys, big part of a support group is not that they will just sense when you need them. You have to be able to ask for help. So we're going to work on all this. Do you see how much there is here to work on? It's going to be incredible. By the end of this, we are going to be so supported, nothing will stop us. All right. Well, guys, here we go. You forgot your role as the facilitator, someone to coordinate, someone or something to be the platform. Well, what am I? I am hopefully education. I think I fill in. I am the someone who's been there. I am the education. Hopefully I help you with accountability. I hope to have accountability tools for you guys along the way. And I hope to remind you of your purpose too. So yes, I think my role is kind of a little bit of all these. I can be that for you in whatever way you need me. But I don't think it's a separate role. I think that it fits in with this system, but I like the suggestion there, a facilitator. Interesting. Thanks, Mom. Thank you for commenting. Okay, so there's going to be this PDF. You can download it. You can bring it into a Photoshop if you want to and fill it out, or whatever you want to do with it. It'll be one page, 8.5 by 11. Super simple design. And it'll be free, but guess what, guys? It'll be free as long as you give me your email address, because guess what? I am now going to be coming out with a once a week, kind of very brief newsletter. It'll have some inspiration there, remind you when I'm going live, what the topics for the week are, and hopefully just be a little bit of a, pick me up in your inbox. Always easy to unsubscribe. I'm not asking for anything else beyond that. But what it'll do is it'll help me start to build this community. Step 2, phase 2. I am going to be creating a membership of people who need a little bit more, who want to join a support group specifically for infertility. And that group is really once a week, a Zoom call, an hour long, and it is celebrating our wins, our milestones, talking about what's tough, and giving everyone just a moment to share that in a safe place. It's different than what Lauren is going to be doing, which is a lot more intense, not intense, but focused and led, because she's a professional on that support. So that's a separate thing. The membership is kind of just like, if you want to show up, you can. If you don't want to come to that Zoom, you don't have to, but it's there. Phase 3, once we have a large enough membership, I would love to pair you up with another person or a small group of people that are going through the similar point in their infertility journey as you, so that they can be that person, you know, in your support system that you can call to, that understands exactly what's going on, because they're there too. Now, we'll see when we get there. Obviously, this is kind of like, you know, pie in the sky ideas right now. So that membership, I don't know when we'll exactly be doing it, but these are the phases that are going to be coming out. We have a direction and everything. And all of these live streams, this whole thing that I'm talking about with building a support system, that's all free. This is my live stream. This is the content I'm giving you, providing value to you, and hopefully other people will find too. And I think that hopefully I'm inspiring you, no matter where you are in life's journey or your infertility journey. And then last, I'm also going to make it super easy if people just want to show me appreciation and throw a tip my way, as in monetary, or, you know, make a donation to something. I am truly passionate about continuing this and making this happen. It's not, it's a very hard thing for me to kind of make a business model around, because I just want to be here and show up in a way that doesn't seem like I'm doing it for the money, but I do want to make it sustainable so Bert lets me keep doing it and doesn't make me go back to my full-time job when that happens. So we will make this happen. Yes, Spark's cheering me on for membership. Awesome. I have to believe in myself here, guys. I have to have confidence in this whole thing, and show up and keep it going. So I am very, very sure that this is something unique that that we need, and I hope that it really makes a difference for a few people in their journey. If it makes a difference in just a few people, that's fine. I've done my job. Does not have to be thousands of people. In fact, I like that it's small, small, so that it can feel more intimate, and I can see you and hear you and be part of it for you. But we'll see where all this goes. Thank you so much. Do you guys like the direction of this? Do you guys like the idea of the support system? I mean, it seems like this is being well received so far. If there's any final comments, I'd love to hear them. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off. Oh, Sammy Superstar just got here. Hey, Sammy. How's it going? I just finished announcing the new direction of Baby Talk. Spark, make that money. I love it. Thank you so much. I have not... was Luria... Were you watching the replay of Luria? Yeah. I caught that too. That was a while ago. Or an hour ago. Or an hour and a half ago. Thanks, Sammy. Yes. You guys are still my number ones for being here at the beginning. The credits are being made. Sammy's helped me. He's already made me a nice little new slider. And I appreciate so much you guys like kind of putting up with, you know, I keep saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. But I hope you do understand I have been putting a lot of thought into it, and you see the progress and appreciate it, and know that I appreciate you right back. So thank you. I should also give you an update on the IVF journey that we are going through. So we were waiting for my period to show up in order to get, I guess, the next steps going. So I did call, I got my period yesterday. Sorry if that's TMI for some people. It came in the afternoon, so I called the fertility clinic this morning, and I am waiting to hear back on what injections we are starting next. So I am waiting for that call. Will happen today. Okay, and some heavier news. This came this morning. So my nurse did send over the grade of our one embryo. And I am very thankful for what happened last week, because I think I would have, alone and not having that kind of like flip happen last week, might not have been in such a good mood right now. So the embryo that we have is rated a 3BC. So when I look that up, because I'm like, I know that 6AAs are awesome. I think, here we go, pulling this up here. So let's, this will be the last thing I do today, and I'll let you guys go. I know I'm going kind of long today. Okay, so the number is the stage, I believe. So a 3 is good. That means that the blastocyst cavity completely fills the embryo. It's a full blastocyst, okay? A 1 and a 2 means they're early or just a regular blastocyst. So 3 seems like it's totally fine. And then 4, 5, and 6 are actually where they start expanding and they're bigger and bigger, which I don't know that you necessarily want. And help me out if you've been through this, if you're out there understanding these grading levels. So then the letters, A being the best, so A, B, and C is the range. Let me see that chart again. Here we go. And why there's 2 letters here. So it talks about the structure. So there's the inner cell mass and then the trophectoderm. So ours is a, what did I say again? 3BC. So our B is loosely grouped several cells in the inner mass, and then C is very few cells forming a loose epithelium. Okay, so I did a quick search on this to understand, what these things mean, and I also went into the Facebook. This is how I did my quick support. Like, everything's gonna be fine. I went into the Facebook support group today for IVF, and I did, how you can search in the groups. All I did was type in 3BC, and found other people who had asked the question, like, what was your success rate with this? And I did find some posts where people, shared pictures of their babies that were 3BCs when they transferred. So the odds, there's a colored chart that I found that shows I am in the orange range, which means it's in the poor range. It does not mean bad. There's actually worse, which is discard. So anything outside of that is you can't use. There is good and there is best. We don't have one of those, but that's okay. I do think that we're fine. I'm not giving up hope. Okay, I feel like I'm talking really slow here. So my point is, we have the 1. It is what it is. Other people have had success. I believe the percentage rate with a poor quality, which is what ours is I guess considered by some. Maybe not me. I think mine's perfect. It's mine. And it's a 33% chance when you have a poor quality. So, hey, 1 out of 3, that's way better than when we were doing IUI and it was, a 6% chance? So, hey, I like our odds here. Can it change with time? I see some questions coming through. Great. I love questions. Here we go. Yeah, no, it can't. So at this point, they froze that embryo at that stage, and they will unfreeze it when they go to transfer it. Now, there is a chance sometimes with the thawing that it doesn't come out. It doesn't make it. That does happen. So there are a lot of things that have to go right in order for this to work. So let's just say the thawing does work. They implant it. Then the next thing that we wait for is for it to stick. And I believe we wait about 10 days before we can do a pregnancy test, is usually when we find out if it's stuck or not. So that's a little less than a 2-week wait, but it's going to be an intense 2-week wait. Because technically in that time, if it's sticking, I'm pregnant, which will be really freaking excited. Kelly found that chart too. Yep. Kelly, you're right there with the numbers with me. Kelly, I feel like you, for me, are in multiple categories of my support chart. We'll talk about that too someday, guys. So anyway, I've been talking for a long time today. I had a lot to share. Thank you so much for sticking around if you're still out there. I appreciate it. And all right, so on Wednesday, we will continue learning how to build that support system. We'll have some resources out there for you very soon. And guys, until then, baby dust to you. All right, bye.
Like a ship